guys. Happy Sunday morning. We took off yesterday. I really felt like I needed a rest day because we started the split Tuesday. So we did legs, chest, back, shoulders. My shoulders and my back are still really, and my calves, believe it or not, are like crazy sore. Um, so yesterday I kind of felt like, let's see here, I got a nasty glare there. I felt like I just really needed a rest day, and then we're gonna go in there right now, momentarily, and do arms. Now, it's pretty early. It's only like a little after 9. I haven't had any protein yet. I just have a little bowl of oatmeal here with some organic raspberries and a little bit of cinnamon. Nothing else, just that. No peanut butter, no almond butter, nothing like that. So while I'm at the gym, my wonderful wife is going to make the eggs for me. So she knows exactly how many yolks, how many whites, and how to cook it. So I'll have that waiting for me. She's making some. What are you making for breakfast, honey?
I'm gonna make potatoes.
I think she's making potatoes and
Potatoes,
bacon and
and
waffles and all that stuff. Not me. Not me. I may have a little bit of the potatoes with the eggs. You know, I got to count up all the calories and stuff. We're going to the movies a little later to watch Naked Gun, which was her idea, actually. I don't object to that because I love the old school Naked Gun movies. But there's no way in hell I'm going to a movie theater and not having some popcorn, right? Now, I will, the popcorn without the butter, okay? I'm not going to put the butter on it, obviously. It's not super high in calories. It's like mostly fiber, right? So we'll skip the butter, but I am going to get a small popcorn, and but we'll work that into the macros, so it won't be much of a big deal. So right now I'm just going to scarf this down, my little bowl of oatmeal here. We're going to go hit the arms, and then we're going to come back. We'll have some eggs, some potatoes, just a little bit of the potatoes because I'm eating some carbs here. And then we're going to go to the movies and movie it up. And then we'll see what we're going to eat a little bit later. But I'll see you guys in the gym for the gun show. All right, guys. Man, I will be a monkey's uncle if I didn't just record this whole commentary and hear the microphone was completely off. All right, no big deal. Here we go. So we started off the arm workout. I feel like I'm totally repeating myself, which I am. We got skull crushers. Okay, we got 90 pounds here. I apologize, my nose is really itchy at the moment for some reason. But if you notice, my shoulders are dropped, which is good. Head flat against the pad, just coming down straight to the forehead, back up. I try to keep my elbows as close in this way as possible, not to the point where I'm squeezing them in, but I don't want them out here like this, right? So, and from a form standpoint, this is pretty good. I don't see any issues with this. Now, if you notice the pad is actually kind of dipped down a little bit at the bottom, like the butt pad. And it kind of threw me off. I kept kind of having to like adjust myself a little bit. It was kind of like, I felt like I was going to slide off the bench. So when I did the second set, I actually moved it upward a little bit so I wouldn't slide off. We just went right over into easy bar bicep curls. I think this was an 80-pound, I believe. Now you can't see it, but I actually have the back of my feet. I guess the heel of my foot is on a 45-pound plate. So I'm kind of like standing tiptoed where my toes are here and my heel, I think that's your heel, right? Or the ball of your foot, whatever it is up on the 45-pound plate. And it's just for balance more than anything. I feel like when my feet are just flat and I have 80 or 90 pounds in my arm, I feel like I want to fall forward. So it's just, it helps with balance. It's like a little bit of a psychological thing, I think. But actually, the one guy who's working out here in the gym actually approached me at one point. He's like, "Why are you standing on the 45-pound plate?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just for balance." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I do that sometimes, but that set was good too. I'll talk about it again the second time, but there's very little swing with the body, right? I'm staying pretty straight, shoulders down, and really just keeping the tension on the bicep. So we did a second set here. I got that pad moved up a little bit so I won't be sliding off. You can see it's kind of upward a little bit there. Same 90 pounds. I probably could have gone a little bit heavier with these, but the 90 felt really good. I could have easily gone to 100, but 4, 5. Yeah, I mean we're getting. I got a good amount of reps out of these, so I'm not really complaining. And it really did. This was one of the best arm workouts I've had in the past couple of weeks, at least. Not ever, but it was a really good one. And I'll show you where it started getting really good and the pump started getting like wild. But we got another set here. I have the other guy that was there wanted to work in. He wanted to do crossover flies. And I kind of had my setup over there slightly in between the two cable machines, but I don't know why my nose is itching so bad. But we just moved everything over a little bit. Got to be courteous of everybody. Arms are looking good. Tension on the muscle, 80 pounds, not bad. Went with a wide grip, very little swing. I mean, there's gonna be a little bit of swing when you're, moving around any kind of like medium to heavy weight. I could have gone heavier. I have gone heavier than 80, but it felt good right now. I was kind of running out of breath. And I think that was, from doing the skull crushers and then coming right over to the bicep curls. But they felt really good. Started getting a really good bicep pump at this point, but it got way better. So here's what I want to point out. So I did 2 sets. So 2 sets of skull crushers, 2 sets of standing easy bar curls. I went over to the dip machine. And not quite the stack. I think we were a couple plates shy of the stack, but we just started cranking these out. I have the handles turned inward, so like you can have them here or like a little further apart. I flip them inward just so my elbows can be a little tighter towards towards my body while I'm coming down. Now, I've seen people kind of grab them this way and do it, and I mean, hey, if it feels good, do it. I'm not knocking it, but I've tried it that way. It doesn't feel that great. This way feels good. So the triceps are really starting to get like crazy pumped, but the biceps, okay, this is what I did here. I just was going back and forth, and we went to the lat pull down machine, and we were doing the palms up, pull down, bicep focused, right? So I'm not squeezed. I'm not like. There's a difference in doing these, right? So I want my elbows as close together as possible, right? I don't want to come up like all the way like an extension like this, like I'm doing my back, and I don't want to come down like this. I just want to do it exactly the way I'm doing it here, where it's like squeezing the biceps. So if you do it that way, there's a way to do these, which is how I'm doing it right now, where you leave most of the back. I mean, you have to use some back doing this. It's almost impossible not to, but 90% of the focus is right on the bicep. So this felt so good. And I didn't, like, while I was doing this set, I was like, man, I don't know. This may be a 1 set and we'll move to something else. But they started, you can see my reaction. I'm like, whoa, like my biceps were so pumped after that first set. I was like, I got to do it again. So a little bit of a different angle here. Another set of machine dips. Form's good. I mean, back's against the pad, butt is down. Well, I'm kind of bouncing a little bit there, but nothing to getting a tiss over. Form's good. Shoulders are dropped. just concentrating on the actual tricep. Keep not letting the weights touch. Okay, constant tension on the tricep, and they were burning up. I mean, these felt really good today. Um, they always feel good, but for some reason, it was really hitting different today. So I'm very happy with that. And we went right back over to the pull down. And I was for damn sure doing a second set of these because they felt so good. Shoulders down. I'm not up here like this. Got the shoulders down, squeezing the bicep, elbows as far in as feels comfortable. I don't want to you can only push them in so far, but these felt great. And the weight, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say this is heavyweight, but it's not lightweight. It's like a medium heavyweight for me. So not bad. Not bad. I got ants crawling on me. We have fire ants, man. They keep getting in the house, and they hurt when they bite. And you can see the biceps. I mean, look at the bicep pump. I mean, it was great, man. I wish my arms when they were pumped, I wish they looked like that all the time, you know? There's a big difference between a pumped arm and an unpumped arm, right? So, I did 3 sets in total here. And I think this was a little bit of a drop set. I think we did some drop sets here. I like drop sets. Maybe not for every set, but I really do incorporate it in a lot of my workouts. It just feels great. You know, like when you can't go any further, but you're like, man, I just want to grab a couple extra reps. And you just drop the weight and hit a few extra reps, man. You just take it to that next level, right? I have no problem with drop sets. I think they're great, personally. So we did 3 different drop sets here. The form stays good. I don't see anything wrong with the form, really whatsoever. And then we go back over to the pull down for one more set of the palms up pull down. My arms are on fire right now, especially the biceps, man. This was a really good bicep pump for sure today. I think I kept everything the same weight. I don't think I lowered anything, but I think I did do a drop set on this one. Now, the more, obviously, the more sets I do with the same weight on this, the harder it becomes because I'm exerting all that energy. But it's okay. I mean, I'm still cranking out reps. I'm not going to complain about that. Like, I see no problem with keeping the weight exactly where it's at. I mean, if you're hitting a good amount of reps, just keep going. And then we dropped it. We did a little drop-a-roo here. And another thing I'll point out is I grab it a little bit. Like I'm not out here. I'm kind of grabbing the bar pretty close. This way I can keep my elbows kind of in a little bit. I think the closer my elbows are inward together, the more it isolates the biceps. That's what I think. That's what it feels like anyway. So that's it for that. I think we moved on to something else after here. Okay, so we did some rope push downs. Now there's a guy doing pull-ups in the middle of the thing, so I couldn't do the inner racks. It appears light, and it is kind of a lightweight, but it's not as light as it looks. This pulley system, so on the ends where the back pads are, that cable just goes up and over to the weight. It doesn't go through like a serpentine like some of the other machines do. So that stack is freaking heavy, man. Like 50, 60 pounds here is like 120 pounds at Planet Fitness on some of the machines. So plus my triceps are really fatigued at this point. And we did another set here. And again, like what I'm looking for here when I'm watching myself do these are my shoulders down? Am I focusing on, am I swinging around? You can see my head kind of doing a little bit of this, but from the neck down, everything's staying I mean, pretty like the upper arm's like barely moving. It looks like almost like a statue, and it's just the forearms that are moving. That's where I want to be. And these got real heavy real quick. I mean, to the point where like the last few reps, I'm doing partials. Like half the set is partials. Like I can't even really go down all the way. Um, Now, if I were to lean into it and kind of twist my arms out this way a little bit and come out, kind of like come out this way, I'd be able to do a little bit more of a full extension. But the way I'm situated right here, it appears like I'm not doing a full extension, but the first few reps I really am. It's kind of deceiving. As the plate stuck together there. It like dropped, and I wasn't sure what it was. But there we go. And I think that's the tricep workout. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was 7 sets of triceps. And I believe we did 8 sets of biceps. So went over to the preacher curl because I'm going to do preacher curl. It's like literally my favorite bicep exercise. Freaking love preacher curls. I love them on the free bar. I love them on the machine. I love doing them with the cable. I just love preacher curl. I love the way it positions the arm. Kind of takes the core out of the exercise, out of the movement. But biceps dude, biceps pretty pumped. they look great, man. Come on. Yeah. So we did 1 set here, and look, it's nice and rhythmic. Okay, I'm controlling negative, coming up, squeezing, controlling. The plates are never touching and resting, thus taking the weight and tension off of the bicep. It's constant on the bicep at all times, even when the handle is down. Until that last set, when I drop that weight and step away, that's when the tension comes off the biceps. That's where I want to be. That's how I like the exercises to go for me. So did a second set here. I think the weight on the first set was at 120, so nothing crazy, but the biceps were getting pretty tired. And then I think I dropped it to 110, either 100 or 110 for the second set. So not too bad, but bicep. At this point in time with this set right here, I think this is the 7th set of biceps. I could have called a race. I didn't need to go any further than this. Biceps were fully pumped and full of blood and really tired, but I did take it a step further. So we did a drop set here, which is fine. I usually just I count a drop set as the same set that's being worked. So I don't count it as a second set. But some people do. That's fine. Hey, whatever works for you, right? Yeah, they got real heavy. So for the last set and the 8th set, just did I like doing alternating. When I do single arm with preacher, I can kind of like twist my torso just a little bit like this. I might be over exaggerating right now, but you'll see in the video, I'm kind of turned just a little bit as opposed to being straight up in front, and it just allows me to it just hits it at a little bit of a different angle. Like you're able to get a little bit of a different squeeze when you do it that way. But I just did 5, 5, 5, 5, and then but they were hard, man. And this was 40 pounds. This is only 40 pounds. So the biceps are tired, man. They are. God, I feel like an ant crawled in my nose and is crawling around in there. Itches so bad. But yeah, I struggled to get 5 reps on each side, and then I did it again. I moved over and I tried to get 5, and you'll see I barely got the 5th rep. I barely got the 4th rep. Watch this. Yeah, I can't even. Okay, we just went to 4. Okay, I'm pretty sure we went just to 4 on this one, or maybe 5. I don't know. Let's see, 2, 3. This is my dominant arm. 4. Yeah, we just called it a 4. No problem. And then I dropped it down. I think I dropped it down to 30. Went from 40 to 30, I think. I was able to lighten it up a little bit, so I was able to go. I was able to go to the 5, and then switch it and go to 5 again. But these things, man, the arms look. I'll tell you, man. I wish my arms always looked the way they look when they're pumped. That would be badass. Unfortunately, that is not reality. So, but that's okay. I think they still look pretty decent unpumped. No worry. No worries. So, now one thing I want to point out is in recent weeks, I've been looking at myself in the mirror after like work doing an arm workout, and I feel like I'm losing arm size. Or am I? Well, let's take a look here. We brought the tape measure today. It was actually in my gym bag, and I was like, you know what? Let's see what we got here. So, if you remember in February when we measured the arms, each arm was 18 pumped, 18 inches on the money. So let's see where we're at now. Now, remember, we've had some inconsistencies. There was 2 different weeks in the past 5 months that I took completely off, moving across the country. There's been missed meals. There's been crappy eating. So the consistency hasn't really been there, but let's see where we're at. Get a close up. I'm kind of struggling with this tape measure here. It's being a pain in the neck. But if you look closely, the left bicep is 18 and a quarter inches pumped. So we gained a quarter of an inch in the left arm. I wish I could say the same for the right arm. But believe it or not, well, we'll check the right arm in a second here. But so the left arm, we gained a half an inch this year, which, especially after today's day 13 cutting, so I'm like way depleted in carbs to where I normally am. To be a quarter of an inch bigger, I was shocked. Now the right arm, this arm, sometimes with the tattoos, you can't really see the definition. You can't see the vein as much as you can in the left arm. But this arm, if you look closely, it is. Now I think I'm pretty dead center on the arm. Okay, like the tape measure is not going diagonal or anything. It's at the base of the arm there, the middle of the arm. But this arm's only 18 inches pumped, like 100% on the dot, 18 inches. So the other arm's bigger. I don't know. We'll talk about that in just a second. But great arm workout. Phenomenal arm workout. Post workout / well, I guess it's lunchtime. So we have some ground beef strained mixed with some egg and egg whites. And underneath there are a couple potatoes chopped up that were just heated up in the air fryer. And there is a strip of bacon all chopped up in there, patted out with the grease. So this will be, this is about 500 calories right here in total. So I have to work in the popcorn for the movies we're going to a little later. So we'll see you guys afterwards. And yeah, that's the second meal of the day. Okay, so let's talk about the workout real quick. Great workout. One of the best arm workouts I've had in a little while. I've had better ones, but this one, it really hit. I have 0 complaints on this arm workout. Now, the difference in size, right? So I knew this before, but I also Googled it just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. It is not uncommon for anybody who works out, pro bodybuilders or not, for one arm to be like a quarter inch off than the other arm. So am I concerned about the right arm being 18 and the left arm being 18 and a quarter? Not really. I mean, first of all, I ain't jumping on a stage, at least not right now anyway. So I'm really not concerned about it. And besides, I don't think anyone's going to like come up to me on the street and be like, hey, let me get a tape measure, man. This one's bigger than that one. You can't even really tell visually, right? So it's common. Like some of the pros have like most of them have a little bit of a difference in arm size on each side. So I'm really not, I'm not worried about it at all. But what I will do, I don't want it to get worse, right? Like, so I don't want this one to be like 18 and 3/4 and this one's 18, because, then you start getting into like an inch difference, you're going to notice it. So, any movements that I do where it's single arm, whether it's like concentration curl or preacher curl, I'll make sure I start with the right arm okay, the small arm, and whatever membrane. So if I get 10 reps max on this one and I can't go any further, I'll make sure I only go to 10 on the left arm, because the left arm is stronger. Okay, it's my dominant arm. So so I don't want to go further. I can go heavier and I can go further reps on the left arm, but I don't want to. I want to match the right arm, so we don't have a huge variance there. We want to keep it minimal. So, but overall, great workout. I have zero complaints, and I hope you guys liked it. We threw a couple of the meals in there that we ate today. One thing I didn't record was the popcorn I had at the movies. Naked Gun, not bad. It held up to its. It had the same vibe. It held up to its original films from the 90s. So the older ones were definitely more funny or funnier, but this one was pretty good. It was better than I thought it was going to be. So, but anyway, we did have some popcorn, but we worked it into the macros. I still have 480 calories to spare. So I probably will eat a little bit of ground turkey, possibly maybe an egg or two in there with it before I go to bed. It's 8:30, but hope you guys like the video. If anybody has any feedback or anything I can do better, please drop a comment, shoot me an email. Would love to hear it. If you haven't been to the gym yet, get your ass to the gym. You got no excuse. It's only 8:30 East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, you definitely don't have an excuse. So, still got plenty of time to go to the gym. Don't make any excuses. Anyway, have a great Sunday night, everybody.